Hi guys, this is Mary and you're watching Cards TV. I want to get to the Q&A really quickly because I have so many questions that you guys sent in, and I first want to apologize for not being able to get back to you as quickly as I'd like on your emails and comments. I hope you'll forgive me. I've just gotten so many recently and it takes me a while, but if you'll be patient with me, I will try my best to answer all your questions and comments and your emails. So let's get to the first question. Am I sponsored by ProvoCraft? No, I'm not. I have no sponsors at all. Any of the giveaways I do come strictly from me to you. And the only connection I have with ProvoCraft is I love my Cuttlebug and I love my Cricut machines. The next question, why do I use chalk sometimes and ink others? Well, like on this little card, it's fairly easy to ink around your cuts. And I like to use these Cat's Eye Color Box chalk ink pads. They give you a nice soft look and they're easy to deal with. If you have the bigger stamp pads, you can use a piece of a makeup sponge and that works really well too. But like on the details on this little castle, you wouldn't be able to use ink on these. These are just little cuts that the Cricut makes. And in order to define them and bring them out, it takes the chalk. The ink would just be too harsh and too heavy and it would just color the whole image. So that's why I use chalk sometimes and ink others. And what kind of chalk do I use? I got these chalks about 6 years ago at a scrapbook store, and I think there's 24 of them here. And these were put out by Crafty Products. But I was in Michael's the other day and found the same size put out by Inkadinkadoo, and it was, I think, $12.95. I paid $14 for these 6 years ago, and they just last and last. And they're just great to have. You get all these colors, and you can do so much with them. How do you clean acrylic stamps? I think the manufacturers of most acrylic stamps tell you to just clean them with mild soap and water and dry them thoroughly, and then store them back on the acetate or inside a CD case, something like that. Someone also asked, how do you get StazOn off of your acrylic stamps? By virtue of its name, StazOn does stay on. It will stain your acrylic stamps. Rubber stamps, you can use a cleaner. StazOn has one called StazOn Solvent Ink Cleaner for rubber stamps. But you will still have some color on your acrylic stamps when you use StazOn, but it doesn't hurt them. Just clean them well with mild soap and water. The next question, how do I pick colors? Well, I usually like to stick to 3 colors. And I will pick a background paper. For instance, this one. This one has orange, yellow, kind of a tan, pink, green, and blue. And I like to pull 3 colors out of a pattern. And like on this little Easter card, my main color I pulled out was blue. And then I pulled out some of the pink and yellow, and I just used a little of it for the accent colors. And that's pretty much how I do it. Or even if I'm not going to use a pattern paper, I'll look at pattern papers and look at the colors that they've used together to give me some ideas, and then I try to stick with 3. I'll have one main color and I'll use more of it and a little less of my second color and then even less of my third color. It's pretty easy, you know, when you go by something like that. It just helps you out. What are my favorite color combos? I love pink, green, and white together. I think that's my very favorite. It just looks clean and reminds me of spring. I just really love that one. How many children do I have? I have 2 children, a son and a daughter. And my daughter is a teacher and a librarian. And my son is a computer programmer, and he also does a lot of AutoCAD work. How do I store my cards? Oh, and I'm very proud of my children. How do I store my cards? I usually try to stick to the A2 size card, or invitation size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I store them in these little plastic containers, and they fit really nicely in there, and it keeps them clean and neat. If I do any larger cards, or like tall cards or anything, of course I have to get bigger boxes. But these stack nicely, and it keeps them clean, and it's easy to go in and pull out a card when I need one. What do I do with my cards? Well, I give them away. I make them for certain occasions, for certain people, and then others I give away. And currently I'm working on cards for Operation Right Home, and I know many of you are too, and I know they appreciate that so much. That is just such a wonderful thing to make the cards and send for our troops, and I hope y'all will, more of you will start doing that, and it's just a wonderful thing. I'm so glad you're doing it. Do I scrapbook? Yes, I've done approximately 9 12 by 12 albums, about 12 minis, and 11 or 12 8 by 8, and I really like the 8 by 8 the best. It's not too big and it's not too small. But how long have I been scrapbooking and making cards? About 10 years. I started scrapbooking about 10 years ago, and that got me into the card making. Do I make envelopes? Yes, I do. If I don't make them with the Cricut for certain cards, I have this handy dandy enveloper from Crafter's Companion, and it will make several different sizes, like 9 different sizes of envelopes. And back before Cricut even came out, there was something called a Create-A-Lope, and I have tons of these in various sizes, and these work great too. But I try to use the Cricut when I can. Where did I get my mat? This awesome mat, which I love, it's Cricut Green, came from Walmart. It's a Fiskars mat, and it's a 24 by 36. And it's nice and thick. It's actually a quilter's mat. So you can't hurt it, because quilters use those cutting wheels and pins and things. And this has just been great, and it cleans up really well too. This is going to have to be the last question for this Q&A, because I think I'm probably getting up to my 10 minutes. How did I get started on YouTube? Well, I used to watch it all the time. I like to watch the cooking videos. I think there was one called Cooking with Clara, which I just loved. And I just started poking around in YouTube, seeing what I could find, and I thought, that looks like so much fun, I want to try that. So the first video I did, I think I made a little sour cream container for Father's Day. And then I did one on the little Cricut purse from Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More. And it's very addicting. Once you do one, you want to do more, because it's so dang much fun. I just love it, and I love getting to interact with all of y'all through the videos. But I'm going to have to end it for now, because I'm probably up to my 10-minute time limit that YouTube gives us. But thanks for coming by, guys, and I'll try to do another one soon, because I know I didn't get to all the questions. This was only like a third of them. But you guys have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.